It's day 336 and we've got baby lambs, so we're just going to go up there and just have a look at them. They're at the other farm, so Olivia wants to see them as well, and we've got some flags to put up as well with the cherry picker. In the maternity ward, and we've got lambs. Ickle lambs. First ones have just been born, twins. Just climbed up on this top quality hay. Olivia's trying to get up because we don't want to disturb them too much, so I'll film from outside the pen. Sat down at the moment, lay down, have a little snooze. Mum, can you move your head out the way? Can you see one? Is the other one behind? You got up. Meh.
Oh, that one just had a poo.
I know there's two, the twins.
I know. I want to hold one. Oh, one just had a poo. He just had a poo.
Don't be talking about poo on the film.
Yep.
There we go, Mum's moved out of the way. You see them both there now.
Looks like a
Mum's
rabbit.
backing away again. Mum doesn't look like a rabbit. That one there don't look so far off, does it?
I know, but one of the sheep looks like a rabbit.
This is where we took the grain bin down the other week, so obviously it's got straw in it now, and this is where we want to put the gale breakers across to stop the wind. It's okay today, it's not windy, but you do get the wind whipping up this yard, and it's not pleasant. So put a gale breaker up there across the top, only to about sort of this high, and then it'll still have ventilation, but it'll keep a lot of the wind out. So the baby lambs will go in here once they've finished lambing over in that shed down there. They'll move up when they're a bit bigger into the bigger pen, but they're in the one with the low roof that's a bit warmer at the moment. But to be honest, today's a nice day. There's a train just going past, I don't know if you quite caught it. This end of these barns here is where we have the small animal hotel, and this is the office for it here. It's and where like the parrots and the canaries and different things stay in this bit, and then the rabbits and all the other things stay in the barns further down there. This farm's totally different to the other one. It's all traditional brick buildings, and it's like a time warp. This is one that we rent, and if you look, it's still got the old pump for when the tractors used to run off petrol. The tanks under the ground there, and they used to fill them up by turning that handle and pumping it in. Tractors then had probably only had like a 20 or 30 litre fuel tank. Now they have 400, 500, 600, 700 litres. So you won't want to be turning that handle for very long to fill a new one now. Or you would be taking a long time to fill one up with that. Just at the back of the lambing shed now, that's over there. This is the small animal hotel, this end here. And these roofing sheets have got little cracks down them, sort of down the ridges. So the lads spray foamed it the other week. So we can come up now, trim that off, then we've got some stuff that we can paint on, and hopefully it'll protect it. But I think because the brickwork's moved over years, it's kind of stretched the roof and it's created these cracks. So it was leaking in. This is a field of oilseed rape. Someone was asking me about oilseed rape, how it's grown and the life cycle of it. So we basically grow it as cheap as possible and don't spend any money on it until we know we've got a crop. Obviously we've got a crop here now, so it had fertiliser on it. It's been sprayed for weed control. But what we try and do is save some of our own seed and mix it with some bought seed so that we give it the best chance, and we can up the seed rate, because pigeons and slugs can basically just, well, the slugs can eat it in about 4 or 5 days before it even comes out the ground, and the pigeons can spend all winter then finishing it off. So we need it thick. We'd like this a bit higher, a bit denser, so you couldn't see the soil, but it's just the time and the season that it's had when it got going. Probably should have given it a bit more starter fert. The new drill that's coming will allow us to do that, so that should be good. But it looks well, to be honest. This will really start bouncing out the ground in the next few weeks now it's had the fertiliser, and hopefully be flowering about, I don't know, maybe 6 or 8 weeks from now. It's amazing. It still seems a little bit like winter, but you know, we're at the end of February. Very small, like cabbages. People actually will eat that if you put it in the oven and like roast it, I suppose. It turns into a bit like the seaweed you get in a well, they call it seaweed, but it isn't actually seaweed in Chinese restaurants and things. So it's you can eat the beginning of it. You can eat it from a very early age, and that's obviously why the pigeons love it. There's a train there, just heading over where the level crossing is now, the famous level crossing. So that's the site of where the Rainhill trials were. So if anyone all over the world should know what the Rainhill trials were, because it was the very first passenger railway line in the world was there, and they had a competition to see who was going to make the trains for running it from Liverpool to Manchester, and this is the straight flat stretch of track where they tested them on. So just there. They electrified it about 4 or 5 years ago. Lots of pylons actually as well, so it looks quite complicated. Cables everywhere. I think I showed you this a bit ago. This is where the sprayer had overlapped, just this little section here. So you can see how the plants are a lot bigger, like they're over my boot. Huge plants, and then next to it, they're a lot smaller. It just shows you how effective fertiliser can be. It's got a bit of burn on it. I think that'll be from the frost. See, some of the leaves have shriveled a little bit, but it'll recover no problem. This is the field of wheat, just the other side of the hedge from that oilseed rape. Really deep green colour now. It's basically starting to grow. It's stood up high. Like it's basically spent the last sort of few months sort of squashed down to the ground, whereas now stood upright, collecting daylight. A few cleavers in it, which are these. So grab hold of them. Little bits. That's what sticky weed is what cleavers are. So we need to spray them out because they'll compete for the light and the nutrients and knock the crop back. So we'll knock them out. But yeah, it's got all the fertiliser. It's looking well. Plenty of tillers, so where it means it's bushy. Instead of like being 2 or 3 stalks, it's got loads of them, which means loads of seed heads, loads of flag leaf to collect. Can't even speak today. Collect the sunlight and convert it into grain. So high hopes. Just hope we don't get a drought, because the crop's looking good. But if we don't get the right weather in sort of May, June, and well, not really July, but May and June, that's where the yield is set. So we need lots of sunshine and then rain every night. Oh well, just done a quick crop walk, come back, and stood up feeding now, which is good. Both of them on either side of the mother. Amazing how they know what to do when they're only, I don't know, 3-4 hours old. This was the field I wanted to film on Friday, but it was really windy, so I couldn't really get out the car. This is obviously winter wheat. Looks amazing. Yeah, GPS on the drill is perfect. It's like an arrow. The lines in it. You can see like these bits sticking up. This is basically last year's stubble from the oilseed rape. And then at the headlands where we did a little bit of damage turning around with the combine, we worked the ground with what we call the sumo, leveled them out. So that's somewhere around here. So the main block of the field's been direct drilled, and the headlands have been sumoed. As you can see, there's literally no difference. So unless you've got damage that you've got to repair or ruts, there is no point in disturbing soil. Things just grow in it anyway, as long as you can place them into the right place on a good day. So lots of times you'd come into this field and you'd have ploughed the whole lot, or you'd have worked the whole lot thinking that it needed doing, but it just doesn't. That's literally had nothing done other than the seed slotted in sort of 10 mil thick, and it's perfect. Just got out to close this gate. Can anyone identify what kind of animal does that? Because it's huge, whatever it is, and it's disgusting. Got a box of flags and some cable ties on my class side. I'm going to put that over there, then we'll get the other flags up over there. Look at that. Let's get the flags now. I have to get the cherry picker for them. Or as Richard says, the churri picker, because he's from Bury or Berry. A little bit more of a machinery tour. 6930 tractor. This is Adam's. It's for sale because he's obviously bought the 250R over there. It's a 57 plate. I think he wants about 38 grand for it. Can't remember the hours. Ask in the comments and I'll put it on. This is obviously 250R, which we were looking at yesterday next to the 828. Adam's 8-ton diggers over there as well. And then we've got a Fendt over here. 69 plate. This was forest green, not the old green. It's got Profi Plus, so it's got all the GPS and different things on it. And we've got a JPM 24-foot low loader, and we have a bale wedge for that as well. So that's a little bit more machinery that we've got in the yard. If we go inside the shed, we've got another one of Adam's tractors. He's actually got more tractors than me. We only have two, a Fast Track and a 724. Adam seems to be collecting John Deeres at the moment. I don't know why, because he can only drive one at once. But like I say, the 6.9's for sale, but he's obviously got the one in the workshop that he's doing up. Richard Weston 18-ton trailer, flotation tyres. We've got 3 of these and we're just swapping them for another 3 now, so these will get traded in very shortly. We've had them some a year, some 2 years, 18 months. They've worked really well. It just seemed the deal added up to swap them, so we are. So they'll go in, 3 new ones coming. They're all the same, but they're all different, if you get me. So they're all basically the same trailer, but one's got silage sides, one's got an easy sheet, and one hasn't. And I think 2 of them have got drawbars on. So this will go, new shiny one will come. We've also got a link arm that I've just walked into. That's the problem when you're looking at camera all the time. Andrew did this 3080 up, sort of in December. First time out was on the tractor run. It went well. He's selling that because he wants to buy a house, so he wants to sell it for the deposit for a house. And then at the back, we've got the cherry picker. So that's 450 A, is it? It's made by JLG, I think it is. JLG, which they say stands for just like Genie, because the guy that used to work for Genie Lifts went to set up JLG and started making these around the corner in America where they're made. Really handy because it means you can work at height safely and on your own. You don't have to have someone in the telehandler lifting you up and down. Like I said, that's Adam's 250R, 6.9, he's got his 7.5, he's got the one in the workshop, 4 John Deeres, but like I say, you should always go for quality, not quantity, so that's why I have a Fendt and a Fast Track. I did a thing yesterday as a bit of a joke, saying what do people prefer, yellow wheels or red wheels? Gone a bit nuts in the comments yesterday, and I put a survey on Twitter, a survey on Instagram and a survey on Facebook. The people on Instagram prefer John Deeres and the people on Facebook prefer Fendt, so I don't know what that tells you. But it's amazing how there's a bit of a split. Class have sent this very handy piece of paper of how to put their flags up so that they read in the right direction. But according to this, all them are now upside down. But they can't be the right way. They can't go the other way because that's where the loops are in them. So I don't quite get it. Got the other cat flag up. Apparently I've got to leave a gap here for the Merlot flag that's on its way off Howard from Hughes. And the class flag is that long that when I hang it up, it touches all down there, so I'm going to have to put it over there where the wall's higher and staple it to the top beam. The only place I can get good height for the class flag is in the apex. We've got some string to go around that girder and we'll get it up. Ta-da! Farmer's flag now, bale of twine on it. Cable tie that end to make it hang straight. It's alright. Getting there now, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 flags. This is a drill emptier, so that's the sock and that's how you close it up. You fold it over and put that strap round. And then it's got these belts in the corners. So this is the prototype. I'm going to make the real one, them a little bit bigger and probably put some protection on them so that they don't wear out over time. It's a 3 metre square, which seems amply big enough. But I could probably get 4 metre ones made, but it's just, I don't think you need it, to be honest. And we load tested it yesterday to 600 kilos, so we'll test it to a ton when we've got, this is the prototype, so we'll test this and then we'll get some more made up and check it with them before I actually start sending them out for people. So they're going to work out about 150 quid. This was yesterday's quiz question. Yeah, it is a load binder. A lot of people did actually get it right. Looks a little bit like a top link off a tractor. You hook chains into here, like that. And then you hook the other side of the chain in, and that's like a ratchet inside, and it clips round, and you can go forwards or backwards, or tighten or untighten, and it basically just winds itself in like that and tightens the chain, and then you unwind it and it loosens the chain, so you use it for holding the diggers and different things on trailers. You used to get ones that you'd have like a cam in that you'd over centre, but they'd take your teeth out when you'd release them, so they ban them. Seeing as how it's a Sunday, we'll have a really easy quiz question. That's it. It's about, I don't know, 18 inches long. Looks like a sparkler. Any guesses? Just got to say, thanks to class, thanks to everyone that's been sending flags. Caterpillar, Class are just some of the companies that have sent some individuals that are just watching have sent me some as well, and I've bought some and the lads have bought some as well. So we're going to see if we can fill the whole of the workshop with them, just brighten up a bit, won't it? That's about all for today. So thanks to all the new subscribers, and thanks for everyone that's watching. And if you click like and subscribe, all it does then is shows it to more people on YouTube, and it grows. So I think we're at nearly 7,500 now, which is amazing. I don't know whether we'll get to 10,000 by the end of the month, but it'd be good if we did. And hopefully we'll get to 10,000 before 365 days. So I'll see you all tomorrow.